Hello BookTube, welcome to Lizzie Faye Loves Books, and this is going to be my week 2 wrap-up for March Mystery Madness. It's already Wednesday, March 16th as I'm filming this, but I've just had a lot of things going on this week, and I just have not been able to get this video filmed any sooner. But the books I'm going to share with you are the books that I read from Monday to Sunday, which was March 7th through the 13th. And I finished 6 books. 2 of those I had already started the previous week, and 4 of them were audiobooks. So let me show you what they were. Now this was a pretty short book that I listened to in my car. This is The Blessing Way by Tony Hillerman, and it's unabridged, so it was 5 cassettes, but still not a very long book, and I did enjoy it. This is the first in the Joe Leaphorn series, and it really did not feature Joe Leaphorn as much as I would have liked. I didn't really feel like I got to know him as a character in this book. The book really focused more on the victims and what they did to try to keep from being killed, and then at the end Joe kind of sweeps in and saves the day when the victims are on their last rope. But it was a really good book and I enjoyed it. I'm hoping as the series continues we will get to learn a little more about Joe Leaphorn and see a little bit more of his character as we go along. And I believe that there's another main character, Sergeant Chi, that comes into play in future books. So the name of the series is Leaphorn and Chi, and so far Chi was not in this book yet, but I'm assuming he will come into play very soon. But now, as Native American stories go, I did not enjoy it quite as much as I did Vanishing Act by Thomas Perry. Now, this is not so much a Native American story. This is more about a Native American woman, not so much about the Native American culture that she's from. She's from the Seneca tribe, and it does talk about her culture some, but this is just mainly about her and what she does to help people disappear. People who can't go to the police but are in danger of being killed, and she helps them. And I loved this book. I thought it was wonderful. It was action-packed, and the thought processes and the strategies that she has to go through to second guess what the criminals are going to do and to try to outguess them and strategize, she has to think about what they think she's going to do and do the opposite, and also anticipate what they're going to do and counteract it. So it's just a really good series. I had listened to the 3rd one of these on audio a couple years back and just had not ever gotten around to going back and starting from the beginning. Now, the only other print book I read during week 2 is Nancy's Mysterious Letter by Carolyn Keene. This is the 8th book in the Nancy Drew series, and I don't think I have read this since childhood. I read a lot of the Nancy Drew books when I was a kid, and as an adult I have only ever gone back and listened to the first 5 on audio. So this was one that I had on my shelf. I had just picked this up at a used bookstore somewhere and had not read it, so I liked it. It was really good. There were a couple of intense action scenes in this, and a couple of times where Nancy got hurt. This had to do with mail fraud. It also had to do with finding a person. In this particular book, she discovers that there is another girl in the area named Nancy Drew, and she gets a letter of hers by mistake and finds out that this other Nancy Drew is going to be coming into some money. So then another man comes into the picture who finds out that the other Nancy Drew is going to be coming into some money and is trying to con her into marrying him so that he can have this inheritance. And the other girl is oblivious to this news, and Nancy is trying to find her. Meanwhile, this other man is trying to stop her from finding the other Nancy Drew. So there's quite a bit of action and intensity, and I did enjoy this book. I thought it was very good. And it was a fun trip down memory lane to read another Nancy Drew, so I enjoyed it. Now, another audiobook that I listened to in my car, this was one of the free audiobooks that I got from our friends at the library because they're not carrying audiobooks anymore. This is by Stuart Woods, called Choke. This was abridged, but I was able to get the gist of the story, because when a book is abridged, it doesn't give you as much of the backstory of the characters. So when it got down to the end where it revealed who the criminals were, I went back to the beginning and listened again just to try to get all the characters straight and figure out exactly who they were, because I kind of missed a little of that in the beginning and I didn't have all the characters straight in my head. But I was able to follow the story just fine, and there was some pretty interesting twists and some surprises in this book. But overall, this is really not my type of mystery. It was kind of sleazy. The main character, Chuck, is he's a player. He's a pro tennis player, but he's also a player, and so it has, you know, some of this action and things that happen are not, you know, my cup of tea, but the mystery part of it I thought was very good, because you think you've got it figured out, and then you don't. There's, you know, big twists at the end. So that much was entertaining for sure. This is more of like a men's mystery, I would say. It's definitely not a cozy mystery, but it wasn't bad. It's just not my type of book. Alright, now I had 2 audiobooks for this week that were not mysteries, and I've talked about them before. This one was not on my TBR. This was just a quick little parenting book called For Parents Only by Shauti Feldman and Lisa A. Rice. I enjoyed this a lot. This is really where I am right now in parenting. This is about kind of what to expect from your emerging teenagers, your preteens going into teenage years, and I thought it was very good. It's also Christian based, and I enjoyed it a lot. It was very short. It was only 3 discs, so it was about 4 hours. My husband had this checked out from the library, and that's why I went ahead and decided to listen to it this month. Even though I'm really trying to focus on mysteries, it was already in my house, and so I just thought I would go ahead and listen to it before I took it back to the library. Then I also listened to Silent Spring by Rachel Carson. The reason I listened to this is because this is our book club pick for this month, and my book club is coming up very, very soon, so I'm happy that I got this done. This book actually was written and published originally in 1962, but it's still, I think, is so relevant today, because this is all about the chemicals that we put into our environment and the effect that these chemicals have on humans, animals, plant life, and it's really, really a good book to read. It's a must-read book. If you care about the environment at all, you should read this book. And if you don't care about the environment, you really should read this book, because I can almost guarantee that you will come out caring when you read this. I mean, it's just no wonder that we're riddled with cancer and autism and everything. And she doesn't even talk about those issues here. She just simply talks about the poisons and the toxins that we are putting into the world. And this is 1962. So now, going from here, fast forwarding to 2016, you know, I have a daughter with autism, and I grew up on a farm. How do I know? I mean, some of the chemicals that I was exposed to on the farm may have built up in my system, and that may be what has created my daughter's autism. Who knows? You know, I don't know, but it's really, this is an eye-opening book, and it was originally published, like I said, in 1962 as a series of articles in the New Yorker. Then it was bound up together in a book and published very soon after that. And it is a classic expose on our environment, and if you have not ever read this, I would definitely recommend it. It's, I thought it was very, very good. So those are the 6 books I read for week 2 of March Mystery Madness. I've already finished a couple of books for week 3, and I'm currently reading right now Murder by the Slice by Olivia J. Washburn. This will meet the challenge of a food, craft, or hobby cozy mystery. Then I am listening to my true crime novel. This is called Green River Running Red by Anne Rule. And I just started this yesterday, and I did not realize, because I have it on Playaway, I hadn't really paid much attention to how big of a book it is. And I looked on the case and the fine print on the back last night, and it is 20 hours. So I went on Goodreads and looked, and the print book is over 700 pages. I thought, oh my goodness. So I went to the dentist this morning, and I actually put my I wanted to be able to hear what the dentist was, if he needed to tell me something, but I put an earbud in one ear and held it and played, and it actually helped me get through. It made the dental visit go a lot faster, and I got, I don't know, probably 30 to 40 minutes done out of this book while I was in the dentist chair. And I plan to just try to chink away at it throughout the rest of the month, and true crime is definitely not in my comfort zone. Now we have spring break next week, and we're going to be doing a lot of work around the house, so I probably will just carry this around in my pocket and listen to it all throughout while I am we got some new bookshelves we're going to put up and some things like that, and rearrange and reorganize my oldest daughter's room, so I will be able to listen to this book while I'm doing that. I've also started In the Company of Cheerful Ladies by Alexander McCall Smith. This is book 6 in the #1 Ladies Detective Agency series. So as soon as I finish that, then I will move on to The Cat Who Robbed a Bank. So those are some books I hope to finish in week 3 of March Mystery Madness. So tell me what you're reading. I know that a lot of you are some of you have commented that you're doing the challenge, and I know that you don't do videos. So be sure that you talk about what you're reading on Twitter, or talk about it in the comments, and or talk about it on Goodreads, and let us know what you're reading. If you go on Twitter, be sure you use the hashtag March Mystery Madness, and you can even take a picture of the book you're reading. So please just get involved any way that you can, and let me know what you're reading. I really enjoyed seeing and hearing about some of the other books that you guys are reading. And you can even participate in the video challenges, even if you don't do videos, by taking pictures. Take pictures of what your recommendations are, or just write notes on Twitter as to what books you recommend. Or our video challenge #1 was a March Mystery Madness tag. Well, you could tweet some of the answers to those questions if you want, and or add it to the comments of my video. Whatever you want to do that's mystery related, be sure to use the hashtag March Mystery Madness so that we could find you, and or just write in the comments below if you are participating and what you're reading and all of that stuff. I love hearing from you, and I love chatting with you in the comments. So I guess that's all I have for this video. I hope you're having a great day. Read a good book, and God bless you.